To the ball. But now the defense, which gave up an opening drive touchdown, they've got to go out there now and start playing like the team they want to be.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there. Slam.
After the interception, it's Love. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Tighten up. 11B. Check. Call. Hey, wahoo. Check, go back.
To throw is Love. He completes this into the hands of Miller. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Check that. Middle. Check. Mexico. 52. Slam. Shift. Watch the shift. Strong right. Alert 3.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. It was the linebacker Leonard Floyd on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Luck. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
I got you.
Throwing on 3rd down. Luck. Open man is Westbrook, complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it.
Watch the ship. Alert. Let's go, defense. All right, here we go. 24.
They'll run with Lindsey. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage. When you start talking MVP, might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200-plus?
On 2nd and goal, Luck. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Luck's good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. This is Jones. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it with Jones. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
X3, 218, chop it. No spacing. You good?
On 2nd down now. It's Jones, and he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16.
Middle. Easy.
They go play action now. Roethlisberger. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Back to throw, Luck. Hauling it in, Nelson. A gain of 6 there on first. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking to get it to Phillip Lindsay there. And it's 3rd and 4. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, and we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Now Luck. And an alley to run. Luck showing he can be dangerous when he tucks and runs. He's able to pick up the first down.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
They'll run on first down. It's Lindsay. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for 2nd down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go. Ready.
Watch what? Watch 11. Shoot.
Come on. Hey. High 7.
What do you want?
Throwing on 2nd and long. Luck. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jarrell Casey make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. The open man is Westbrook. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 33.
A 33-yard attempt.
And Lutz's kick is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. Well, no, but let me finish. Okay, you're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is just going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Alert, alert! 5. 26 months. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger trying to lay one up deep. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up 4th. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
Jack 16. Let go. Hey, Foxtrot. Rush in. Take 2 of them. Watch out. Black, watch out.
They'll indeed go for it with Roethlisberger. Got his man, that's Harry. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Play action. Now Roethlisberger looking for Harry. He airs it out deep. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Well, earlier in the quarter when the defense was keying on the run, you said offensively they need to open things up, take some shots downfield. Didn't work there, but they did it.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my tune now. I still think it's the right play because when you take those shots downfield, you open the eyes of the defense to what you could do to them, and that may open some things up for you offensively.
Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to let it. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Here we go.
They go play action with Roethlisberger. And James has it. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 35.
A gain of 12. 1st down, Dolphins.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Protein spill. 77. Hey, Alpha.
Again, it's Roethlisberger. Eluding the pressure right. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Hey, alert.
Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. And they get to him with a pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action.
50. Hey, Zoo.
26 Mike, 26 Mike. Hey man, watch the boot.
Hey.
26 Mike, 26 Mike.
22, 44.
Here's Roethlisberger. He'll let this go for the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a third interception in half number 1. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
36.
Hurry, hurry!
On second down, it's Lindsey. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Luck now to throw. Looking long for Westbrook. This is caught at the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. D.D. Westbrook hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Roethlisberger complete to Kelly. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the second down pass play only went for 2.
Jack 16. Hey, wahoo!
Got four down. Mike. 26.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And Big Ben intercepted a third time. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. And he completes it to Westbrook. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker.
Joker, 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 Joker. He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash, crash. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
11B.
Kill, 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 kill.
Now a carry for Lindsey. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Philip Lindsey with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the second most in a single year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
The Dolphins take over.
Come on now, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw.
And got his man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Flush to his right. There goes a deep ball. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Go, go. Mexico, Mexico.
The mic. You're trash, you're trash.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's got some space here. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. 20. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Ronald Jones with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Dolphins are in for 6.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Hey, Delta.
Here's Luck. Pressure, and down he goes. Luck is sacked. Leonard Floyd, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Luck. He's got his man. It's Andrews. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
The catch made by Miller. And he will have the 1st down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Check out. 674. 6 man.
Check curls, check curls, check curls.
Monday.
Hot, hot. Switch.
On 1st down, Lindsey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 20-yard line.
Check out. Wide. 622.
Where's the mic? Watch one. No chance.
Another run by Lindsey. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and end of the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Check three.
11.
On third down, here's Lindsey. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
The kick by Lutz is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of